Quinoa is often called the super grain because it contains more protein than any other grain out there. It has all 8 essential amino acids, so it's a complete protein, and it's high in unsaturated fats and low in carbohydrates. It really is a superfood. And today I'm going to show you how to make it. Now, the kitchen conundrum here is that most people make quinoa and it turns out like this. It's gummy and it's kind of mushy, and that's because everybody's using a little bit too much water these days. I'm going to show you how to do the process from start to finish, and you're going to end up with fluffy, delicious, and tender quinoa. Now, before I get started there, I want to just walk you through the different types of quinoa. We, of course, have white quinoa, which is the most common variety, and you can find this in any supermarket. Red quinoa is starting to show up more on the shelves, and in specialty shops, you should be able to find this. Even in some really great grocery stores, you should be able to find the red quinoa. Black quinoa is a lot less common, which I have here, but is very delicious, and if you find it, you should definitely pick it up. And then there is kind of a rainbow blend of white, red, and black quinoa. Now, I'm just going to use white quinoa here today, and what you have to do before you begin the cooking process is you actually have to rinse the quinoa off. So I have some cold water here, 1 cup of quinoa, and what you have to do is give it a little swoosh around in the water because there is a bitter, soapy resin that covers the seeds of the quinoa. Quinoa is actually a seed, and you really have to wash it off, otherwise you will get that bitter taste in the end. And then make sure that you drain your quinoa, leave all of that soapy, cloudy water behind, and now right into a small saucepan. I'm going to toast the quinoa in a dry pan until the water has evaporated and the quinoa starts to pop and it will start to smell nutty. And that's when you know it's wonderfully toasted and we're ready to add the water to finish cooking it. So you can see the color difference now with this toasted quinoa. This is the untoasted, so it's much lighter and it's nice and dark and nutty. It's starting to pop. You can really smell that nuttiness. And now I'm going to add the water. Typically, when you look at packages of quinoa, the directions usually say 1 cup of quinoa and 2 cups of water. But here, I'm going to use 1.5 cups of water, a lower ratio of water so that we don't end up with a mushy quinoa. Now, you could use chicken stock here, you could use vegetable stock. If you wanted to add more flavor, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Give this a quick stir and bring this up to a boil. I'm going to reduce the heat down to a bare simmer, cover this now, and cook for about 15 to 20 minutes until the water has absorbed and the quinoa is nice and plump. So the quinoa is cooked, it's been resting for about 10 minutes, finishing the steaming process. You want to make sure that you do not uncover it and start stirring it throughout the process, whether it's cooking or it's resting. But this resting stage is really important because all of the water absorbs into the grains. And now what you should do is gently fluff the quinoa, almost like you would a rice pilaf. And you can see that the grains are nice and separate. It's nice and fluffy. It's not mushy and clumpy like this version here. And quinoa is great in so many different things, whether it's a salad or it's a stuffing. One of my favorite ways to eat quinoa is to actually make it with a little bit of milk and have it with brown sugar and some cinnamon in the morning as opposed to oatmeal. And there you have it, the foolproof way of making quinoa from start to finish. Give it a try today. Enjoy.